I remember back in the day having friends that were like, yo, my girl's so cool, bro. She don't care that I'm sniffing coke on the weekend. She don't care I'm going with my friends. I'm like, yo, that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a fucking nightmare, bro. I'm so glad that I got somebody that's going to whoop my ass like I'm home too fucked up.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
Welcome to another, turns out, a little bit gay episode of If This Doesn't Work, I'll Kill Myself. I'm here with Josh. What's happening, Josh?
Not much, baby. Glad to be back.
Of course, we got Mike C on the 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. Yeah, dude, what's been happening? We were just talking about the fucking vehicle I bought.
Yeah, dude. How you like it?
Dude, I'm just a sucker. You know, I bought it, and as soon as I pull off the lot, I'm like, I don't like it.
Then why did you test drive it?
No.
Oh, shit.
What happened on you, brother?
100%. Listen, I'm not looking for sympathy here.
Did you know someone with one of those? Or something?
No.
Did you really like the way it
That's
looked?
that's called being an adult, bro. It's just like, I don't give a fuck no more. If it's
No,
affordable,
it's what it is it's being, it's my fault. I procrastinated, and basically it was like my rental agreement was ending, and I felt like I needed to get something. I waited until I had the rental for a while, and then waited to the last minute to get something. So it was my fault, but didn't even test drive it. I mean, it's a decent car, and it was a decent deal. So, but it's like you know, what's buying a car sucks. You get in there, and they're like asking me questions like, how. He's like, I already have a set rate, you know, of what my interest rate is, and he's like, how much are you trying to pay a month? And it's like, as little as I can, you know.
buying
what I mean?
a car was the scariest thing I've ever done, pretty much by myself.
Really?
I went there.
Well,
I bought cars before, but I always had like my parent or somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got totaled,
I
my
should've brought
Impala got
somebody.
totaled. I went and figured I could do this by myself. I want an Impala, so how hard can this be?
You seem like you'd be a
Boy.
good negotiator, though. You know about cars?
I thought I would be too. So I got in that room with all that pressure.
There's sharks in there.
They were like, you need this new, 2020, 2013 new Impala, SS, full loaded. I don't want that. It's out of my price range. Just take the keys home with you. You can drive it all night. Just bring it back. I don't want to. Well, we already got the paperwork right here. You might as well just do it. Take it. Go back, take it. I said, I don't want this. I can't afford it. Went home with a 2008 Cadillac CTS. You know what I mean? They talked me into it. Driving home, living in my parents' basement with a fucking Cadillac. Mom's driving a minivan, and my dad's driving a beat-up truck.
Probably drove smooth as hell, though.
You ain't lying.
Did it last a while?
Oh, my God. It was awesome.
So there you go.
The engine sucked. I mean, the engine blew out.
Why did you say it like yes for
It
sure?
lasted a long time.
You're
but
like
then-
everything but the engine.
Dude,
the
it
engine's
just
the most
all of a
important
sudden
part.
just went out. Just like it leaking from 11 places. And like, they had like a North Star engine. I knew nothing about cars, but
Yeah, don't even.
apparently it's a horrible engine.
North Star.
I don't know, but it sucked.
Yeah.
Had to take care of it. And then, you got gap insurance and everything, but it's an old Cadillac that it's only worth $2,500 on Blue Book, but it's $12,000 worth of repairs.
Yeah.
Sometimes
yeah.
something's got to hit a tree.
Sometimes you gotta do some things to make some things happen, dude. Speaking of doing things and making things happen, how about Thomas Crooks, brother?
Who is Thomas Crooks?
Thomas Crooks is the guy who tried to blow Trump's dome off.
Oh, that's the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. He really did try to make something happen.
Dude, what was up with that? We haven't talked about that yet. We have
My mind is so fucking all
It
over
happened
the
a
place.
while back since we got a couple of these banked, but yeah, they tried to. That guy tried to kill Trump, dude.
I was sitting at a party, a little kid's party at a pool, and looking at my phone, and my buddy texted me,
I
Trump
thought you were gonna say you were watching the live thing.
Dude, Trump just, I don't watch it.
Like
Fuck
at
out.
the kids'
I
party,
have
like couldn't
so
pull
many better
yourself
things
over.
than to watch a fucking, it takes a special kind of
That's
motherfucker.
where he was going. Like I
It
was at
takes
the
a
party.
special kind of
trying to
motherfucker to either go to a rally or watch a whole thing.
Yeah.
My buddy texted me and said, Trump just got shot. I was like, yo, whatever. You know how the internet is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
shut the fuck up. I Googled. I still didn't believe it after I'm reading. I'm like, yo, something's going on. And now I read everything. I still don't know if I believe it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't believe shit no more.
Well, I was about to say, I think that's the attitude to have, right? Is just not believe anything.
I take it for what it is. And you know what I mean? Well,
Dude, okay, so look, I'm pretty. You know what I like about Mike? I don't even know what your political leanings are.
yeah, because
And
who
I
gives a
love
fuck?
that. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think they're the same as mine, which is like, who gives a fuck?
People on Facebook are always trying to do that to me. Like, I may comment on something, but you don't know shit of
Bro,
what I'm thinking, bro.
Right. I try to, every time I comment, I do try to be completely ambiguous.
Yeah,
And,
because I said something to somebody the other day on Facebook. Like, if you can't sit here, if you start the conversation off by acting like one side doesn't do bad things and the other side doesn't do the same bad things, so we can't have a conversation.
You know what I hate hearing, bro? Every election since I've been born, It's the most important election of our lifetime.
Always.
and,
Always.
And both,
And they feel like they're getting less and less important.
facts, right, exactly. It's like the more I learn, the less important they are. And then it's like both sides think that's true, you know?
No, bro.
Both sides are like, yes, this is the most important one.
Everybody who's all Trump right now. And yeah, I mean, I gotta say, on paper, he looks like the fucking preferred person
Bro,
opposed to
listen.
Joe Biden
Bro.
and Kamala Harris, right? But here's the thing. In 4 years, let's not act like everybody's gonna be mad as shit that we can't get abortions anymore. It's gonna go, it's a pendulum. It goes 4 to 8 years of all this stuff that we thought were right, but then all the sneaky shit starts coming. Then you're like, oh, what the fuck? I can't get abortions no more. I got all these things going on.
Yeah.
It's a pendulum that swings both ways. You want what you don't have.
I'll be honest, dude. However, I don't care how anyone feels about the person, right? Trump, the picture and him doing the fist pump, dude.
He
I
won
don't-
the election on that.
Listen, I don't give a fuck how you feel about the guy.
No.
That was an iconic picture. Listen, and let me finish this. Trump doing the fist pump right after the shots are basically ring out is both iconic and dumb as fuck.
That will be
'Cause
forever seen.
100%. It's an iconic image.
George Washington crossing the Delaware. It's like, I feel like it's already on that level.
Yes,
Like,
you're not lying, bro.
It's
you are
huge.
not lying.
It's huge. Now I will say this: it was dumb though, right? Let's be honest. He doesn't know how many shooters there are.
dude, I
He
know.
doesn't
You're
what's
still
going-
up there?
Bro.
Normal people
It
are
just
hit the
happened.
ground or are scampering, something.
Bro, and listen, and when he stands up, he puts all of the Secret Service then in harm's way, right? And it's just like if he would have stood up and someone else would have got their head blown up, everyone would have been like, "What a dumb
He
move."
probably
It's
felt
their
pretty
job, I
secure
guess.
after
You're right,
hearing.
though. You're right.
It is
you're
their
right.
job, but it just
They
seems.
had that girl though that was short. Did you see
Oh,
her?
dude, the head of the bro, don't even get me started on that. The head of the CIA or the Secret Service woman who don't
She
even know
was
how to
the
handle
head?
her gun.
The
Bro,
DEI.
hiding, deacon down,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know too much about it, so I don't want to speak too much on it
That's
about it. But I
fair.
watched the videos, and like I knew when they instated her through the whole Biden thing and everything, they wanted a woman in charge of
There's
like
a DEI.
everybody was jumping on her shit saying this is ridiculous. Like some things are just not a woman's job.
You saw Elon Musk fully endorse Trump.
No, but I didn't know he wasn't already.
Well, he didn't say it explicitly. You know, he's pretty like anti the woke movement, quote unquote, which is
Yeah. from
from the left, right? But after the same night the assassination attempt happened, he stamped it. He said, "I fully endorse him," which is an interesting move. I like Elon a lot.
Yeah.
I just people ask me how I feel about him endorsing Trump, and my thing is this: he definitely, it's personal. His son,
definitely personal.
His son transitioned. Do you know that?
Who, Elon?
Elon's son.
Was he ever a sex? I thought he was a robot.
No, he's got a bunch of that. That's
Yeah,
a different
dude.
son. That's a different son. But yeah, no, he's had a son transition, and like, you know, he talks about how he lost his son. His son's dead. It's dead naming because he lost his son to this woke mind virus. So he's like, I just feel like once your emotions are involved, it's tough to be unbiased. you
Yeah,
know?
and I want to retract on something I said about the whole women's. Some things are a man's job. A woman probably could do the Secret Service job that I'm saying a man should only be able to do because there's some badass women in the military.
Yeah.
But that woman, you can look at her. That's like looking at me and be like, that's the head of the Secret Service.
Nah,
Like,
you look, you kinda got
the
a
not
Secret
being able to holster your gun.
That's
like,
what I'm saying, bro. Just looking at her, how sloppy she looked, and how come on, bro.
Like that should be muscle memory.
That's
and I
not-
feel like they
I've-
should be able
I've-
to teach you in like high whatever
High pressure
awareness.
situations.
I feel bad
Exactly,
for
like,
saying that women shouldn't have a job because I guarantee there's some badass women out there. that
100%,
kill people left and
100%.
right.
But she
like,
might
I think
not
you're
be
saying that
one.
woman.
Yeah, we're definitely
Yeah,
just
for
trying
sure,
to-
for sure.
Yeah.
But I said some things are just a man's job, so let's retract.
But
Yeah.
no, I mean, all right, let's just be woke.
Because there's some I'm not being woke at all because there are some badass women. In
No,
the
you're
military.
right, you're
You know
right.
what I mean, there's some
But
real
at the same
hardcore
time, I
cutthroat.
don't know. I bet you we could come up with something that should just be a man's job. I don't know. It just-
Probably,
fortunately,
maybe.
it just is like.
And
I
there's
don't know.
some women's jobs maybe.
That's
you know
like
what
when
I mean?
Najee was like, he was talking about this woman on his job. I'm like, lesbian? He's like, yep.
yeah.
Hey, I was like, listen,
That's
just
cool,
a guess.
that's cool.
Just a random guess. It was a shot in the dark.
Like how many women work in like oil riggers and
Right.
shit? Like that's
I think it's
something I
rig
feel like it's like a
oil rigger.
hard R there.
Eesh.
Shit.
I got something for you. What do you think about Westmoore and his comments?
I don't even know who Westmoore is. Talk to me.
Westmoore's governor of Maryland. Did you see all that stuff on Facebook?
What was it?
So Westmoore posted a picture of Kamala and said, "We're about to show Trump that that being president is a black job."
So he's black?
Yeah.
Westmoore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Standing
That's
with
our
Kamala.
mayor or governor?
That's our governor.
We got a black governor?
Yeah, apparently.
Holy shit. Whatever
What do you
happened to
say?
Hogan? I thought Hulk Hogan was our governor.
Hulk Hogan.
He said this is a black job, and immediately people are diving in. This racist piece of shit. Look, bro, listen. Not everybody is racist because they say something crazy. I don't think the man's racist. They say something dumb. I think so. But everyone online defending him, or out in public, wherever, they're saying that because Trump said that illegal immigrants are taking more black jobs.
I remember the black job.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? When he said that statement, you can go back and watch the video, because I'm never going to comment on something until I watch the fucking video, because you can read how many times we've been shown snippets of a...
Did you comment on the R. Kelly sex tape?
No, because, I mean, sometimes people like peeing on people, bro. I don't know too deep into R. Kelly.
So you didn't watch it? Okay.
No.
Okay. That was just me testing you.
But yeah, so they're saying it's a retaliation for Trump saying that, illegal immigrants are taking black people's jobs, right? So what the real video says is illegal immigrants are taking jobs all over. He said, but you know who they're taking jobs from the most? They're taking jobs from the black community and the Hispanic community the most. Now, take all racism out of it. Just like our Social Security number, just like every dollar bill, we are a statistic. We have a Social Security number. That's what we are, a statistic. Man, speaking about statistics, inner city families and stuff like that, statistically tend to be black, Hispanic, and there's white people and there's Chinese people and there's everybody.
Right.
But the fucking highest numbers happen to be that. Now, I'm not saying why that is. It's not because of racism or pushing people to the inner city, making shit too affordable for them to have to crush in. That's a whole different ballgame. Right. But the man's talking about statistics, and that's a statistic. If you're not getting a job worth, you're not getting paid at high rate, somebody's gonna come in and take it for less.
For sure.
But here's the thing, you can't go out and say that being president is just a black job. That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah. I don't have any less love for the man ever. People say dumb shit all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any love for him anyway. It's like he's a politician, right?
For sure, bro. It's just funny to watch people.
I seen this meme. You know how it shows the meme of like where Trump's head was facing and then how it turned. And the one that said Civil War and then affordable groceries. Yeah, it was like if it would have hit his head, it was like Civil War, and because he turned his head, it was like affordable groceries.
I didn't see that one, but I saw a lot of the heads there.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Did you see all the fucking Republicans at his next rally with their ears?
Oh my God! Did you see?
Listen, I don't want to hear nothing from any hardcore right person talking about the Democratic Party and all their like African Zimbabwe clothing and shit like that.
That shit was crazy.
It's just as crazy with the ear thing.
I don't know. The African Zimbabwe thing because it's the cultural appropriate. That was bizarre.
Cultural program.
You're talking about when they were like taking knees or African guard?
Yes. I'm saying along the lines it's the same game.
It is crazy. It's all crazy.
It's the same game.
And it all could be... Listen, Thomas Crooks does not take that shot if he gets pussy.
No, for sure, bro.
Like that, like I hate to always bring it back to pussy, but like that guy was not getting pussy.
I told Chelsea, my wife, right off the.
You know how many times I wanted to kill the president and then got laid?
I tell Chelsea, I've told her many times, you underestimate. Like you may think you got the power because you do with the pussy, but you underestimate the power. Like you're yielding a fucking sword way more powerful than you can fucking interpret. I tell her, you could kill my mother. I swear to God, we'd have sex 10 minutes later if you played the game right. You know what I mean? We might not be able to get back together. Yeah. But
well, the argument is if you really want her to save the world, she needs to go start fucking incels.
Dude, bro.
We need to send our women to fuck these incels.
If I had a choice on like, I think I might assassinate the president and try to assassinate the president and most likely die, or stay home and get some pussy. Bro, I don't care how much I hate the president.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You could have been loading his guns up, and if a bitch walked in and sucked his dick, he'd be like,
What gun? This is a gun?
The post-nut clarity would hit crazy.
Oh, my God. It's a joke, man. But that's about as far as I got on politics because I've been staying out of it. You know what I mean? It's a clown game for me.
Oh, for sure.
But the fucking assassination attempt.
That makes you pay attention.
And then you're watching our own government. I'm watching all these people who live here post all these memes. Trump's our savior. He's, Jesus got put down in a sham trial.
People put God
all this and that, right? Left and right. But, like, don't matter how many posts you put. Our governor just said being black is a fucking presidential job. We ain't turning fucking red, bro. This is a blue state, so it don't matter. It's all noise. It's all noise.
Yeah. Well, it just kills me how it just never ends, and it feels like, shit's gay.
It's because we're the product of the whole thing. Without us, they wouldn't have them. But since our lifespan's only 60 to 100 years, It's a new game every fucking
Yeah, I think what's
generation.
average lifespan I think is 75 now. I think for us.
All you gotta do is wait a couple terms, and it's a whole new fucking pile of idiots ready to eat up everything that you throw at them.
Do you fear death?
Yes, we talked about this last time.
Okay.
100% I fear death. You
yeah.
have to be a
Anytime
fucking dickhead not to fear
A
death.
lot of people say they don't.
Yeah, but until they get in front of death and they're like, oh, wait a second, I don't want to die.
Right.
Of course, listen, you know why I fear death? So I can feel alive.
Mm,
That's why I fear death.
right.
I don't take shit for granted.
Can I say something about DMT too, real quick? This just reminded me. It's a little bit of a reach, but you know how they say DMT is released in deep areas of REM sleep from our pineal gland and right before we die?
Yeah.
There's no scientific proof of that. Just for the record, everyone, and here's the thing, I don't want to say it because people, anyone listening to this knows I'm not like a hater or like a sober guy. So it's like,
You gotta play this side.
I'm pro DMT, and I just, it's spouted out there that DMT is contained in the human pineal gland and that it is released in REM sleep and before we die. And there's no scientific proof of that.
And
they have found DMT in pineal glands of other mammals, but never in the human pineal gland. And there's no proof that it actually is released during any specific
And I'm sure
time.
that's not the only thing that's just thrown in there, which is why I was so
What do you
intrigued to
mean?
try it. Like, that's a statistic. Let's just call it a statistic about DMT, right? A fact about DMT. Everybody swears on it. You talk to people about DMT, that's one of the first things they're going to talk about.
Yeah.
About it being released in your brain before
Yep.
you die. And
Yep.
Listen, I've been told a lot of things about DMT, and I'm sure a lot of things I don't have credit. But it's from experiences, which is why I wanted to experience it myself. Which is why I do anything like that. I want to dive in and find my own thing. And like,
Yeah.
dude, when I'll say it.
I'll say it.
We were. I was just watching a video about DMT, and you see all the videos about how everybody's had a similar experience, which is already enough to pull a normal-minded person in. Like, oh, it's the truth, because everybody's got some kind of linked story. That's still, the critic in me is still like, maybe this is that. Maybe we're all just hearing it. We're all just, projecting that in our mind. I watched a video the other day. This man explaining exactly, tit for tit, what happened to me. Exactly. Fucking from the left side to the right side, all the way to the end. And I was mesmerized. I had goosebumps. I was like,
Yeah.
that was like the final nail in the coffin. Like, bro, like, okay, no doubt. Like, I don't care what studies or what science there is. This man, I have no idea who he is on Facebook, explaining the same fucking thing that happened to me.
I'm glad you said you got goosebumps because I've had that similar experience.
Yeah.
And those goosebumps don't come from up here.
No.
They come from somewhere inside where you go like, how?
It's your
the
DNA
fuck?
lining up with something. I can't explain it.
Maybe.
I'm telling you. It's
It
your
may
DNA.
be.
Like, have you ever, I don't want to speak on too much, but like music tightens and loosens your DNA.
So I don't know a lot about that.
Yeah, I can't dive into it because I don't
Yeah.
want to give your viewers a fucking bunch
Yeah.
of nonsense. But look it up. Music tightening your DNA. It's real. All those times you hear a song and it takes you back to an instant moment. That moment's logged in your DNA and it tightens up. It's almost like another level it puts you on. Like that
Interesting.
feeling you get when you're like, man, I know you're not gonna like this song, but me and my boys, we were out this one night, we were having time, and the song came on, and it's just always in my memory. That is I don't know how to explain it, but look it up. I'm telling you, I'm not bullshitting. I do this shit all
Look
the time.
into it. I just started reading this book today and it made me so mad. It's called it's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
That's
right?
how you know you're a real reader.
Dude.
That's how you know you're a real reader.
Well, how?
Because you don't really tend to hear motherfuckers say, I was reading a book today, it just pissed me off, dude. I just kept on reading.
It
The
just
average
sounds like I'm a
motherfucker just
cunt.
drops it. But that's
Well,
why
I'm
you're
gonna
awesome.
no,
'cause
but
you-
I am gonna drop it. Fuck
because
that
you
book.
fucking listen to both sides. Just
Yeah,
you don't agree with it.
So this guy, Dr. Joe Dispenza, his name, he has like clout in the world of like self-help and stuff like that, right? But his whole thing is like thinking your way into a new life, which I love the concept of, and I love it. I love the idea of it. I love it. What he does in the very beginning of this book is like, sorry if anyone loves this guy, I'm sorry, but like the hubris that he speaks with, he's like, I'm going to break down like what your concept of the nature of reality is and rebuild it. Like it's like a definite, not like maybe, it's like a definite. And then he goes on to like talk about real quantum physics and the observer effect and how us watching something can change how something acts, whether it's a particle or a wave. Real science that I know and love Now, I wouldn't say I know it. I love it, right? And it's science that is true. And then he tries to take that and reach and extrapolate. And he's like, so if us observing that can make it change, then you observing your life how you want it to be can make it change. It's like, and then he goes on to talk about listen, I kid you not, it's the last thing I'm going to say about it. I was still on the fence. I'm like, maybe because I kind of went into it not trusting him. So I'm like, maybe I'm being biased. I kept reading, and he goes on to talk about an experiment where people prayed for people in the hospital with sepsis. And they prayed for half of them and didn't pray for half of them, right? Well, the half that it gets weirder. The half that they prayed for had less shorter hospital stays and less deaths, right? Here's the kicker: the people that they were praying for were out of the hospital 4 years before. So they're trying to say
skewed fucking.
Bro, they're trying to say that the prayers affected the people in the past, and he named a study.
Now.
As if it's fact, bro. And so many people bought this book. So many people are loving this book, and it's
he
like
succeeded.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. I looked it up, and it's obviously not repeatable, verifiable. This experiment did happen, but it's just not backed by anything. It's never been done again. I'm like, if that was true, everyone would know.
I can touch on a bunch of things you just said. For one, I want to talk about the power of prayer right now, right? I grew up in a very religious.
I'm joining hands right now, brother.
I grew up in a pretty religious upbringing. I've been in churches and nonstop, blah blah. I got my own things, but one thing that I don't deviate away from, you got to question certain things, like what we're told, what we believe. But one thing I don't stray away from is not necessarily the power of prayer, but the power of all of our beings coming together in some sort of way. Whether it's a concert, whether it's a movie, whether it's a rally, whether it's prayer, all that energy, all that linked together.
That I can agree with.
See,
I can agree with that. The idea of like the community and the communion and the ritual
and just knowing like if you have a church prayer group that's gathering a community and they might not even be with you, but they're like getting food ready, they're doing all this, raising money, knowing that people care about you. Look, think about what you do when you find out that your spouse or a girl you likes you. It puts you over the fucking moon. Imagine if you found out 300 fucking people were spending all hours doing what they could do to save you. That could send you to a whole nother level you don't know about. You know what I mean? I believe in energy being a powerful thing, being able to be transferred.
Well, so that's the thing. It's like everything's energy, right? Nothing's actually like solid or static. When you look into it close enough, there's like there's these energy fields and potential fields. So there's real science behind it, but just because things operate like that on a subatomic level doesn't mean that like if I think about having a Lamborghini, I'm gonna get one.
No, it's the thing is
that's what I'm saying.
People just want an answer. They just want to give out. The thing with science world is whenever I read something, it's always one way or the other. It's just like anything we do. It's tribalism. I'm either on the tip of science or I'm trying to prove it wrong. And if you're coming at me trying to prove something wrong, saying that there's a God, saying there's an afterlife, let me find one little piece where you mess up. And I'm torching your whole argument.
And that's fair. And that could be a religion in itself.
No, I'm back and forth.
That could be a religion in itself, though.
Look at Christianity.
That science can be a religion in itself, right? Because it's like science is just the best proven thing, or we haven't disproven it yet.
How many times we see things that are fucking, Pluto's not a planet. Oh, fucking, this don't mean this. X don't equal Y. What's going on? You know what I mean? But
X don't equal Y.
People just want to fucking be like they got ahead of you. They want to know they don't want to be fooled, but in reality, we're all being fooled, man.
Yeah, and I understand that, like, I don't know, because when I brought this prayer thing up to somebody, they were like, "Look, if it were true, the powers that be in Big Pharma wouldn't let it out because they couldn't profit off of it." And it's like, while I agree that there's all kinds of that shit happening, if this dickhead who wrote this book knows about it,
now it's like meshing too much. Like, it's like I like to say, diving into a shallow pool. Like meshing too much because yes, of course. You got to think of power clauses. Like, if we did have religion come out being able to heal people, of course, medical would take a financial hit so I can see the motive.
The motive's there, and that's the thing, and that also does happen. That's why it's a hard argument, because if I'm like, I disagree, they're like, so you don't think pharmaceutical companies lie? It's like,
it wouldn't be able to contain it. It wouldn't be able to contain it.
Only because I'm in those, I'm like in the self-help and like the reading the half woo-woo stuff and then trying to decipher what's woo-woo and what's not. And that's what's tough for me is I'm in this like half in, half out, because a lot of the self-help is that book that I just got. It was, the reason I bought it is someone that I follow posted it, and she's a yogi, and like she's super into like, she seems like someone who's done a lot of work on themselves, you know? And it's like, the thing about the book is it works for a lot of people. It helps a shit ton of people. I'm not saying it doesn't help. I'm just saying the way my brain works, I can't read it because I guess I'm just too skeptical and critical. He writes things as if they're just like unquestionable fact, you know? I'm 26 pages in and I'm 26 pages out.
I kind of feel like everybody's got their own. Most people, not everybody. Most people have a point that they're trying to push. So whenever I take anything in,
Yes.
regarding the subject, I'm like already like, okay, this person's gonna try to sell me on what they believe.
Yeah.
Of course, and then without that, we wouldn't have. It's what America is.
Sure.
But the fucking fact of the matter is, the listener.
Polysecure.
Polysecure.
See, that's a good book. Attachment, Trauma, and Consensual Non-Monogamy. It's about basically finding security within your attachments when you're not monogamous. Because a lot of times people's security is based in the structure of the relationship and the exclusivity. So it's pretty good. It's very informative.
That's a good thing you brought up structure, because that's my next question I want to ask you regarding the basic intro of that book about reality. What is reality? Other than what the person believes. Everybody's got their own reality.
Well, yeah, sure.
Now, sure, social construct, reality is reality and what everybody's all tuned into. But if you think it hard enough, you might be able to make yourself believe it. And then to you, what's your reality? You can alter the way you think. You can't alter the things that happen to you, but you can alter the way you see things.
Yeah.
We do it every day on Facebook.
Yeah, well, and also, genuinely what you're thinking about does shape your reality to some degree.
To a degree. But like you said, I ain't going to say, I'm getting a Lamborghini, I'm getting a Lamborghini, I'm getting a Lamborghini. Like, the whole point of that whole telling yourself something and what do you call it? Manifesting and seeing it to fruition, whatever it is. The whole thing is getting your fucking ass off the couch, taking that first step. It's not to get what you want. It's to be able to see it and you understand that it's not just going to happen, but to get the first step to go do it, I got to take that first move.
Right.
And that's all it is ultimately, I believe, to get you up and moving.
Yeah.
And if you have that drive and you keep that in your mind, that's like I just got back into trying to lose weight because I gained 30 pounds since I've been off work for the surgery.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. But like I kept giving myself excuses, like knees hurt, can't do nothing, Workmans Comp, blah blah blah.
Sure.
But then again, I'm like, well, what stopped me from doing sit-ups and push-ups? And then I'm arguing with myself, well, what are really sit-ups and push-ups gonna do? But they can do something. Then I started doing sit-ups, and my knee starts hurting, right? And then I find out, I was like, you know what? I'm enough excuses. This is getting uncomfortable to live. It's fucking disgusting. I look disgusting. I got my weight from one of the doctors I went to for one of my appointments, and it was like 310, bro. And the heaviest I've ever been was 317. But the one thing that trumps every doubt or every argument of myself that I'm having in my head, I put a 310-pound sign right in the boxing room, right next to the clock. And every motherfucking time I gotta walk in the house, I see that sign say 310. You know what I mean? So I can't alter my reality. I can't say, oh, you just look fat in that shirt.
Right.
Or you just looking a little, you know what I mean? I walk by and I see it. And how different is that than what you were just saying?
Well, right, and that's the thing. And if you're envisioning yourself living that better life and it makes you make the changes to get there, I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense,
It's all about self-help. That's why that's the whole basis of religion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to hate on people, like these preachers. Like, it's wild that preachers go out and are making millions of dollars a year. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, and the fucking kids things.
At the same time, you're like,
money's one thing.
You're like, yeah, this guy's making $1 million a year, but think about how many people he's really helping. Whether he's selling them a fucking a snake oil or not, he's helping these people in their lives. Just like a drug dealer, just like a stockbroker, just like a car salesman. They're not selling you the best car. They're selling you whatever's going to make them money. But it's getting you from point A to point B to get your job done and take care of your family. So at what cost? You know what I mean? It's a wild ladder. If you're going to talk about one, you got to bring them all in. You know what I mean?
You're right.
But, shit.
What's been going on with you lately? Do anything off the radar? Anything weird lately? One thing I like about you is you go do weird shit,
Yeah, man. You're my weird partner in crime.
Yeah.
Whenever I find something that's really fucked up, I'm like, yeah, Justin. Justin's gonna go with it.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for a novel experience. So
Yeah,
anything new, right? So something just different than I've done.
That's why I like hanging out with you and doing that stuff. That's why you're my guy to go to with all that stuff, because like I'll have friends that be like, I'm too cool for that. Like, oh, you wouldn't catch me dead being there. But listen, just because I'm here doesn't mean shit about me. You know what I mean? Because the only people that really see me here are the other weirdos that are fucking here, bro.
Everyone else getting the mask.
Bro, listen, even if I kind of want to be there, you know what I mean? It's just wild to peek outside the curtain, bro. Everybody's got their own lives. It doesn't mean it's the only game show going on.
Yeah, that's another thing. There's just a lot going on that you don't hear about.
Bro.
It's like when you told me about the paranormal circus thing, the Circus Olay thing, I'm like, how do you even hear about that?
Son, to this day, that is one of the best events I've ever went to. It was a sham. I was like, yo, you know what happened was my grandmother called me. My grandmother is where I get my weirdness probably shit from.
What the fuck?
You know what I mean? She calls me.
Mine
she's
has
like,
dementia. Gloria, get it together. Send me some events, bitch.
My grandmother's like, I was in a Run of Mills, and they got some kind of carnival or some circus out there in the parking lot. She's like, you should look into that, see what is going on. So I look it up, and it's like some paranormal circus, and I see the video. I don't even watch it. I text you right away. Yo, do you want to go to this? Sure. We buy front row fucking VIP tickets.
Yeah.
Dude, and I remember pulling up to that motherfucker, and it's all Spanish people.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, that's right.
They got
They
the
didn't speak a
Spanish
lick of
radios
English.
out front. They got the Spanish people. Nobody's speaking English, and we are confused. We're like, did we fucking
I think we
buy
were confused
tickets?
because of the acid, too.
Yeah.
Like, it was the combination of the Spanish we weren't ready for.
Show up
and
on
the
acid, and everything is in
Allegedly.
another language.
Yeah.
It's a little freaking creepy, but man.
Bro, then he bought that mask, and every time I looked over him, he's got this insane mask.
Wore a
on.
mask the whole time,
Yeah,
bro.
it was crazy.
But then, you know, I mean, you see these people, and it's literally like college football of circuses. These people have no
They took it-
safety stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing anything they can to get to the next level, and they were doing mind-blowing shit. Not just
I
the
was
acid.
expecting like some junkies, like a
Bro,
regular carnival or
These
something.
were
These people
athletic,
were, yeah, professional
fit,
doing
professional people.
something, whatever the fuck that
30,
is.
40 feet in the air on high lines with no harnesses and no nets underneath. You know what I mean? You can't get that at motherfucking day.
We did midget wrestling. Now that was fun.
Okay, I got an awesome story about midget wrestling. That was too much for me. You know what I mean? Listen. All right.
What?
Bro, listen. We hold on real quick. When we walk in here, let me just get the walk in. We walk in and it's upstairs at this brewery. We walk up and the bouncer checking security guards is a midget. I'm like, bro, the DJ was a midget. Like they had,
Dude.
Hey,
dude,
shit.
they had the whole. Dude, that's what killed me. It wasn't just the wrestlers. It was like this
Yeah.
whole midget world.
What
we
killed
walked
me
into.
was this is the first time that I ever experienced albino penis envy mushrooms, right?
What are these words?
Albino penis envy
You haven't
mushrooms
heard of those?
are.
So it's a strain of psilocybin.
Oh, all right.
It's one of the most visual, if not aside from what is it called, enigmas. Enigma mushrooms don't look like mushrooms. Another game. These are some of the most visual mushrooms. Like you eat a little bit, you may not trip out like body wise, but trust me, your eyes are going on a trip. So that's the first night I had them, and I ate a tiny little piece. You know what I mean? Because I don't like going tripping out in places. I like taking a little bit, cause you know what I mean. Son, I eat this motherfucker getting into the city, and by the time the 10-minute ride in the city, we all link up outside the thing. We're all walking, and I've never had to try harder to keep my composure, even more than Steve-O's show. Bro, I'm telling you, when we walk in there, right? I walk upstairs, we see the midget bouncer.
That killed me.
There's a
I was not prepared.
not
for the
only
midget
is there a
bouncer,
midget
bro.
bouncer, there's a midget DJ. And he goes, everybody welcome to Midget Wrestling! Then I look over and see a mini fucking ring. And I see midgets running all over the place, midget girl. And I'm like, yo, this is too much. Am I supposed to laugh? Am I supposed to respect these people?
That's what was
I
hard.
feel horrible.
Look, at one point I look at Josh and I'm like, look, I'm laughing, but when they look at me, they know why I'm laughing. It's
Yeah.
like, it was just like, yeah, I just could not
But
stop
on the
giggling.
flip side,
My
bro-
cheeks hurt the whole time.
On the flip side, I'll talk about the flip side afterwards. And then I'm sitting there, and I'm really like sweating. Like this is a lot because the visuals are everything's not normal. This isn't a normal mushroom trip, and
And
I'm
if
like,
you're sober, they're not normal, mind
Right.
you.
and mind you, I think me and you were probably the only ones that ate them.
Probably.
Everyone else is like just drinking and sober, and I'm like, everyone's laughing like, I love these fucking people. I'm like, yo, come on, man. I'm looking around, feeling all weird, hands in my pocket, right, and I feel like I'm playing it cool, man. I was like, nobody notices I'm freaking the fuck out right now. I look over, and by God, if there isn't a motherfucking miniature Ozzy sitting over by the t-shirt table, not just sitting, he's squatted down, he's wearing all black hair, black glasses, he has no hands, no feet because he's squatted down, you can't see nothing, and he just looks over, he's looking over at our group and goes like this. I'm like, holy shit, gotta go. Then he gets on stage and fucking performs 3 songs.
Yeah, they had a dwarf. I think dwarf might be correct term. I'm not sure.
He's a midget.
Yeah, they had a midget Ozzy Osbourne impersonator, dude. They like actually sang.
Sounded great.
Did-
By
well-
the second song, you're like, oh, this is cool. Third song, you're like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing? I think they
Yeah.
played 3 or 4 songs.
They had the Michael Jackson impersonator.
Yeah, and the flip side was those, the guys that we seen.
That was an aggressive point. I want to
Legit afterwards got a show on TLC, a midget wrestling show on TLC. The same one we saw.
Really?
They're all on TV now, and me and Corbin were checking it out, and they were talking about like, people. One of the worst things we hate is when people say what we were just saying, how they don't know how they should laugh. They held back. These are real people. He's like, that's hard, but that's bad to us because by that means that you're not coming through the door and paying for the tickets. Because we do this, we know what we're doing.
Right.
We train.
They're
for this.
aware.
And dude, they whooped ass. They were throwing each other all over the fucking place, choreographed to the T. They work hard on that shit. So yeah,
Well, one thing that was interesting is like there's different levels of midget.
for sure.
So there'd be like a 2.5 foot tall guy against like a 4 foot guy. I'm like, wait a minute, this still seems kind of unfair.
But they just found a gimmick. They fucking train with it, even though on the surface you're like, oh, this is horrible. But that's their life. That's their livelihood.
Yeah. I mean, they travel around. They're probably
People are gonna laugh at midgets no matter what. Let's just get it on the table. People are gonna laugh at midgets. But why not make some money off of ignorance?
Well, it's better than a real job, you know. At the end
Fucking
of the
right,
day,
Blair. They're
who
traveling the
wants
fucking world, beating each other up.
like I don't know. What's the what are the bullfighters? What's that thing? Like they like I don't know. It's not where like there's anything to laugh at because like it's life or death, but like that's a dumb fucking thing too.
I'd much rather
like
be a
it's
midget
dumb
wrestler
in a
than a
different
bullfighter.
way,
Right.
but it's still a dumb fucking thing. That
Yeah.
bull doesn't need to die.
Right.
You don't need to risk your life, but like you just
and they do
entertaining
kill the
people.
midgets at the end. So it's similar to bullfighting.
If he twists
I
his
went
ankle
to
running
midget
out the gate.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Twain's Tavern had a midget wrestling.
Yeah, same deal, I
It was
think.
it was in April. See, not the same deal because we didn't have the midget DJ.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have anyone
Interesting.
doing
I
it.
assumed it'd be the same
No,
people.
dude, that's
Strictly
real like
wrestling.
jailhouse fucking midget wrestling.
I swear there were 6 of them total, and I think one guy wrestled twice in 2 different costumes.
Right.
Like first he was like the little pecker, I think is what it was, and he had like a little beak and then I forget who he changed it into. It was fun.
Was it
But
fun?
there's
I was gonna
fun,
ask.
But they're still fucking there. Oppose all our feelings of what we're trained to do. They're fucking there every night, going tour to tour, doing their job. So they
Yeah.
want you to come.
Well,
they
it's
want
fun.
you to see the show.
I'm sure it's fun for them. At the end of the day, like at the end of the day, it's better than working.
And they're all
I'd rather
fit.
work.
They're all fit, bro. They're all jacked up. Remember
Oh,
how
yeah,
remember
dude.
how I was ready to fuck Corbin up for talking shit? Listen, my buddy Corbin, I never knew he had a midget hate in his heart, but this boy was letting
Corbin,
these
the one I
midgets
know?
have it, bro.
What's his last name?
He works with you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
letting these have it, bro. I got videos of it.
That's funny.
You suck!
Oh,
yo,
God.
The one midget, lit this boy up. We were all laughing at Corbin. He had nothing to say. It was hilarious.
Dude, I'd love to see it behind the ring when the midget wrestlers, you know? The
What,
30 for
TLC,
30.
bro?
Okay, yeah. I bet you there's bad drug habits and shit. I mean, just in
Probably,
wrestling in
just
general.
like
I read a-
anything, but
Yeah.
I read a book a long time ago. You familiar with back in the day? I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tucker Max. You know how he's got his whole midget fetish and everything, and his stories have all been like, everybody says he's a liar, blah 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 blah, doubts all his authenticity or whatever. But he's like, one of his goals was to fuck a midget. So he was like, what better place than a midget convention, right? And there's a whole chapter or two about how he went to this midget convention, and he goes, one thing I learned about midgets were that a lot of midgets are in pain, like growing pains, because of the way their bodies are formed.
Sure.
Because then they mostly all get fucked up on hard drugs.
Yep.
He's like, there was midgets trying to score crack left and right,
Damn.
bro, just fucking getting wasted. Yeah, you
Dude,
gotta take it to
crack's
a
not the best, like, pain suppressant. Like,
like you gotta take it, like a grain of salt. Like I don't
Sure.
know, I wasn't there.
I mean, I don't
but
doubt it.
the fact of the matter is, when you talk about how hard it is on their bodies for growth, I could see it.
How hard it
And
is on their
midgets
little
are-
bodies.
Oh, midgets are fucking listen, bro. I bet you midgets can party.
I feel like they won't need much of anything, any substance. Dude,
I
we had Lewis on here, Lewis Raps, and he was talking about how he used to be a weed influencer, and it just made me think. I didn't
How
say
do you be
it.
a weed influencer?
Well, I don't know. He kind of talked about it a little. He would just Well, his woman networked a lot.
I don't know how he got into it. I just would see him on Instagram doing little, basically ads that didn't look like ads, kind of.
Yeah, they were fancy pictures like flexing, you know, showing off a bag of something with a nice outfit on. And I was just thinking, wouldn't it be funny if all drugs had influencers? Like weed influencers, one thing, dude. A crystal meth influencer would be no still pictures, right? I just thought about it. It would be no still pictures. It would just be like short videos of like
him in his bathroom peeking behind the curtain. This shit's fucking good. Somebody's at the door.
Dude,
Somebody's at the door.
It just made me think I should have went on down all the different types of drug influencers.
Speaking of influencers, do you fucking see? Probably not because you don't have Facebook anymore. But there's this game. So the online betting and everything is getting crazy, right? Out there.
I know.
And influencers and celebrities and athletes are getting like targeted to promote their shit. When that happens and they're getting all this money to promote their shit, and watching all these videos and winning this money, you know, you gotta doubt, especially it being online. You gotta doubt if they're actually really hitting or if this is a promotional video.
Are we talking like DraftKings?
No, not
that kind of
DraftKings. Like
shit?
this is actually like online poker or video games and stuff like card games. Now they got online video games that are money, right? They got this the chicken crossing game where you see all these influencers pushing a button, putting money in, and trying to get this chicken across the street. And if you make it through, you get this money. And they got online Plinko, and it's fucking crazy. Listen, I got lost in a wormhole last night watching these fucking dorks just clicking buttons, winning millions of dollars on this fucking thing. It's like a triangle board. You either push, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20, $500 ball. Click it, the ball drops. The middle's like 0.2 multiplier, 0.5, 0.3, 0.9, 1,000, right? If it goes out to the ends. Bro, listen. There ain't no chance I'm logging on to that motherfucker and winning any fucking money. These guys are lying their asses off.
Yeah.
Don't bet on Plinko. Don't trust the influencers.
Is it digital Plinko?
Yes, bro. You click
It's
it.
digital.
It's digital. They have full control over where that ball goes. And now, do you know Steve will do it?
Yeah.
He just dropped it a couple of nights ago. He dropped a video. He said, "Look, guys, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm on ecstasy right now." And he goes, and he's the one big guy pushing them video games. And he was like, "But I'm ready to be the hero." He's like, "I'm gonna rattle you off a list of fucking names. I got my buddy over here. He did the research." He goes, "All these celebrities and all these guys are getting paid all this money to promote these games and blah, blah, blah." Pretty much that this is all bullshit. Red to the long stack of names.
He did some truth serum.
Bro, just straight up on ecstasy.
MDMA truth serum.
He said, "I'll fuck my whole career." I'm just telling everybody. But yeah, man, it's been really fucking.
Also, pro MDMA over here on this podcast.
Pro freedom.
Pro freedom, more or less. Yeah, we're not actually telling you to do it, but a few times a year.
It's hard to be.
I've had that music on the entire time.
Yeah, I thought about it 20 minutes ago. Listen, it's low.
Good thing I'm loud as
crazy.
shit, bro. You're good.
It got a little loud there at the end. I don't know if it was like just the snares or whatever the fuck was happening, or the claps, but
I don't want to get copyrighted, you know, just because it's.
Well, that's a fair question. I don't know what the fuck we were just listening to. It didn't feel very copyrightable, cause like we're fucking talking over it, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's
you,
true.
You can't like.
Fair use or something.
It's not like anyone's gonna tune into this to listen to that, right?
No, I agree.
So that's the thing. I feel like you're.
I mean, we have 5 listeners anyway, so I don't think we should be getting.
Nah, dude, don't sound short. We got like 100 people that like come back or at least are viewing.
Well, now you made it real. And actually, people find when I say 5, people could think it's 50,000. But when you're like, dude, it's okay, it's 100.
It's
you gotta
not even
keep
100.
It
I don't know if it's. I don't know. It's just a number.
Yeah, we're not. You know, the 5 of you though, we're here for
Dude,
you
it's
every
about
week.
the watch hours. If it's 5 people
Every
that
week,
give me
baby.
30 plus watch, I don't fucking care.
Every
dude.
week
Watch
we're here
it
for you
6
guys.
times.
The organic people, we're not going nowhere.
You know, I was thinking about.
Dicks.
I was everybody. I was thinking about this podcast on the way over here, and I was like, you know, how cool is it? Because whether or not you have 1 million listeners or a few,
We actually do.
Of course, if you have 1 million listeners and you're making money, that's awesome. That's that's the ultimate goal: make money off something like this. But if all else goes out the window and you got your loyal listeners, whatever, blah blah blah. Whenever anything happens to either like you or a listener or anything, like you have this whole catalog. Like, we have all these memories. The Personal Duty podcast.
You're thinking of my post-mortem?
No, you have all these memories of all your buddies and all these events you have, but you very rarely do you have it on video. Like, all these times, like, we're just bullshit and everything, but, like, at some point in your life or my life, this is going to mean a lot more than what it is.
When I overdose on, like, dust off in a week and a half, and you get to re-listen.
No, but that's a real thing, bro. That's like, I mean, whether you win or not, you're winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, me and, like, you know, for a great example is me and Najee interviewed a guy who we didn't know would go on to be a murderer. You know, you get something happens later, you get to look back and go, wow,
I fucking interviewed that.
wow, we interviewed that guy, that cop, you know. So maybe you'll go on to murder someone. Who knows?
Not me.
You
don't think?
never know,
I won't
man.
get caught. There's no doubt about that.
Love that.
I'm not worried about getting caught. So you won't you won't even know if I murdered somebody. I may have murdered somebody.
You
now.
shouldn't tell me. Plausible deniability, brother. Don't put me in on that. Have you thought about how to get rid of a body? Have you thought about it?
Of course.
Okay.
I think
no one say how. But don't give your shit up.
I think my thoughts peaked when the iPhone first came out with Siri, and everybody was like, "How you hide a body?" Like, well, you got these five swamps by your area. Like, what? You remember that?
No.
Dude, do you remember that?
I'm
When the
not sure.
iPhone Siri shit came out, when you could ask her all the things. Dude, people were asking her how to hide bodies, and she was giving you like
Sure.
There was no
Filter.
no filter, right? It was just giving out information, and she was doing her job. She's supposed to do whatever she could.
Yeah, this is the best answer for
Bro,
that.
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And that started piquing my interest.
Dude, honestly, if you can get from killing a person to where you're going to hide the body, you're already kind of on top. And I don't think most people are going to get there without leaving everything the cops need to get you.
The problem is all the cameras too.
Yeah,
just
dude.
ring cameras, red light cameras, gas. You know,
Everything.
If you're on camera, just
Yep.
basically assume that you're always on
You have
camera.
to be able to teleport to get away with murder.
Yeah.
And even if you're not on camera, your phone's a tracker. If
Well,
you
you
take
have to
her
leave
anywhere-
your phone. You
Yeah,
cannot have your phone
That's
on
a fair
you.
point.
Absolutely, because it'll ping on the towers. And
I'm married to a scientist. She's already done told me that she
Yeah.
made a chemical to get rid of me.
yeah.
Remember Breaking Bad? You ever watch Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah.
When they were melting that dude in the
Bathtub?
tub, and they were like,
He
"You got the
told-
wrong tub, bro. You gotta have it this kind of shit. Not this is the fucking acid won't burn through this."
That was such a good scene. Literally, to be fair, on Jesse's side, he's an idiot. I'm an idiot.
On Jesse's
Like, you look at those thin plastic containers, you're like, this is not. The acid's gonna burn right through.
I'm about to start
'Cause
restarting.
it's
I've got a
science, it's not-
perfectly
it's
good
not-
bathtub.
it's not common sense.
I'm
for
about
sure.
to rewatch it after I get my surgery. I get surgery tomorrow. So,
Do you?
Yeah,
Sex
tomorrow morning.
change?
No.
Gonna say, watch yourself. Watch yourself, brother.
No, my knee, bro. I was thinking, I'm sitting there so bored. It's really hitting me. Like, it took fucking 5 months, but like, the boredom of not having anything, like all TV
5
shows are cut
months?
up. I haven't worked since fucking end of February.
I wish
No,
I
listen.
could get knee surgery.
No, look,
Like, I'm
listen.
sorry. I know health is wealth and all this. But
Everybody,
like,
Workman's Comp is a joke.
I'm
If
aware.
you're listening to Workman's Comp, you are
and we
a
know
joke.
you are, and we know you
Mr.
are.
Workman's
Listen,
Comp.
bro,
Mrs.
Mr. Comp.
I hurt myself at work. I told him pretty much exactly what happened and what was wrong with my knee. I was like, my meniscus had to pop or something. I've had my meniscus problems in this leg. I've read enough about it. I know what's going on. My knee's giving out randomly. All this and that. Nah, it's arthritis. And just
They're
a bone-
like, you're 310 pounds, bro. Figure it
I was
out.
even like, it's arthritis and a bone bruise. I was like, well, did arthritis just fucking happen
Wait, who
overnight?
says that?
My doctor. Well, first off, my doctor said it was a meniscus problem. She sent me to the surgeon. Surgeon
Because your
said,
doctor's not Workman's Comp.
No. I went to
Right.
my own doctor.
Okay.
Send me to the surgeon who's not on Workman's Comp. Surgeon goes, no, you don't have a torn meniscus. I don't know why she told you that. You don't even have a problem with your meniscus. It's just arthritis and it's just a bone bruise. Are you sure? You know what I mean? I can't do any lateral movement. So he's like, yeah, let's just do physical therapy. So 3 months go by of physical therapy, and I'm supposed to be going back to work right now. I'm like, yeah, nothing's changed, bud. I was like, I need an MRI. Asked the Workman's Comp agent, let me get a second opinion so I would get back to work. Well, we should stay with your normal doctor, figure this out, let it ride out, and see if it gets better.
Let it ride out.
A month and a half later, I'm like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing healing. Gives me an MRI. Oh, shit, MRI missed. I got a torn fucking meniscus. So now surgery was scheduled for a month and a half later after they found that out. Bro, these fucking people are a fucking nightmare. Thank you for the
That's
money.
what they say. I mean, they say
Thank
it's
you
rough.
for the money, and thank you for paying me. But fuck, man, I'm dying over here on the
Yeah.
couch.
Well, that's what it's there for, you know.
For sure, but how efficient would it be if it wasn't drugged out? My fucking 6-7 month hiatus could have been done in 3 months.
Yeah.
Just listen, get the MRI, get all the help I need, put me back. They weren't even wanting us to go to Universal a couple weeks ago because they said you need to do your surgery.
Have you had surgery before?
This will be my 7th.
For real?
Yeah, bro. I've had a lot.
Goddamn, what's wrong with you?
Uh,
Elbow, knees?
everything. When I was born, my left leg was tilted inverted.
You got that
like
dick
this a little
reduction?
bit. No, bro. They listen. I ain't got no room to reduce. Nah, but my knee was twisted. They had to re-straighten. They had to cut in right here on my calf. pull the bone out, saw it off.
From what? What happened to you?
Just born that way. My
What?
shit was crooked. Like
Damn.
it was crooked. It would make me trip when I was running the bases in baseball and
For
shit.
real?
Yeah, so they pulled the bone out. They fucking
Did your
rotated
mom drink
it.
while she was pregnant?
Dude, I was a big ass baby, bro. The reason my eyes are so
You
fucked
look
up.
like you were a big ass baby.
I have, when people say they have stigmatisms, like my stigmatisms in my eye are so polar opposite. Like I can't get LASIK surgery because I'll go blind at an early age. Like they.
Dude,
flat
I got
out won't do
LASIK.
it.
Thank God. Shout out to LASIK.
Wish I fucking could.
Right.
But when I was born, I was suffocating because they couldn't give me my mom's
Pussy.
you
The word you're looking for is the word you're so desperately trying to avoid right now is my mom's
Yeah.
pussy.
That's it. And they had to break my collarbone. So it's all
Damn.
cartilage, right? It's all cartilage when you're a baby.
Oh yeah, you're all soft. And
So they
mushy
fucking
bullshit.
snapped it. So now I can still hear a click when I do this, right? And they had to pull me by my head, but they had to pull me out like this. And they think that since astigmatism is the way your eye is shaped,
That sounds so traumatic for your mom.
bro, right,
God
dude?
damn, bro.
And then I come
That
out,
big
right?
ass dome piece.
I come out and I got
Jesus
a fucking cone head, bro. And like everybody's got cone heads, but my head was on. If I find a picture, I'll send it to you. Maybe we can put it up. It is retarded, bro. I mean, my uncle looked at my mom and said, "What is his head going to be normal so I can bring my friends over to show him?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was bad. A baby cat, you know how baby cats come out and they're usually down to here, you know, normal little baby beanies. Mine would look like a yarmulke. It was so bad.
Did you have to
But
wear,
they had
like,
to
a
pull my
shaper?
head and shape my head, I think, when they were pulling it. And they must have pushed in my eyes or something because it's so deformed. My eyeballs are
Like
so
sticking
deformed.
your fingers in the eye sockets to get you
I was
out.
choking, dude. I was dying. They had to
Yeah.
get me out. And my head was coming out first. You know what I mean? And my orthopedic was like, or optometrist, not orthopedic. My optometrist was like, I don't think I've ever seen this combination of stigmatism. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, so,
Maybe it's like a superpower.
well, I do have a genetic, I don't know how to say it. From Holden having, my son Holden having, 15q14.
Well, hold on. You
genetics.
say that like, yeah, you know.
No, I'm gonna get into it.
15Q14.
I'll get into it. Right,
Well, yeah,
so-
because I want to talk about it.
My son Holden, he's 5 now. When he was born, he was diagnosed with this thing called 15q14. Don't even have a name because it's so rare, right? It's like 1 in a million at the time, right? Genetic research has come such a far way that when he was born, he had a heart murmur, an undescended testicle, and a cleft palate. So those 3 things are all very normal for kids, but since they were that particular 3, they had to take him in for some testing. When they tested him, they found out he had 15q14. They only had like 25, 30 cases like listed on the books they could do research on for it. Like they didn't have a name for it. They couldn't tell us shit about it. So they also said that if this was 10 years ago, though, they'd have sent that baby right home. So although on the books it's super rare, we really don't know how rare it is from from person to person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like his head was flat as well, like super flat like mine. I got a flat back. He had a helmet, and it let his head grow for like 6 months. Let his head grow out, and they shaved it like every couple weeks.
The helmet or the head?
The helmet
Okay.
formed his head, so it made it different like mine. It's just like another example of how crazy medical.
Did you have to
science
wear a
is.
helmet?
No, I didn't. But if I did, I wouldn't have a fucking tuna can head with a goddamn neck like right up, rides right up my back. But 15q14, he's it's the 15th. It's like the XY the DNA, whatever, the 15th chromosome. He's like missing the 14th section of it or some shit like that, or maybe it's backwards. One of the two. Chelsea can give you a great explanation of this.
Yeah.
But he's missing.
Did we talk about this last time?
No.
Okay.
He's missing a whole like section of his DNA to where like he has low muscle tone. So if he would have had this section in the 15 part, it would have grew a little bit different. He would have been able to be a little bit more like physical. But like everything they told us, we had no idea. You know what I mean? We were in the NICU for like a week. And then they sent us to University of Maryland, where, get this, we're sitting there not knowing nothing about what's going on with our son. We're
How are you guys
petrified.
handling that? So you guys don't get to take the baby home?
No, we had to go to the NICU. So Chelsea lived in the NICU for like a month.
Okay.
I had to go home with the kids, but I'd be up there all day, every day,
Right.
everything like that. So we get to University of Maryland, and the doctors at what was it, Baltimore, Washington? I think it was Baltimore, Washington. No, Harbor. The doctors at Harbor, they said they're gonna call us and let us know like of an update of the research, what they find, blah blah blah. We get a fucking voicemail at midnight. right? Their first night at Johnson Hopkins, we got a fucking voicemail from a nurse. Hey, so we got the results. We don't really know whether he's gonna have autism or he could have a slightly Down syndrome. He may not be able to walk in the future. He may not be able to play sports. He may not even be able to talk. We don't really know, but we're gonna get back to you. It's like, at fucking midnight, you're gonna leave a voicemail like that on our phone. We have to have, how many questions do you imagine I had?
Yeah, good luck sleeping. Yeah.
Cried. It was a rough fucking night. You know what I mean? Me
pussy.
and Chelsea were fucking torn the fuck up walking around. The
Have you thought maybe he's faking it? I'm just saying. Have you thought it?
No.
Okay. All right.
So
I trust him. I've met him. I love him. I trust him.
that all that aside, right? Chelsea, since we were able to get it right off the jump.
Get what, the diagnosis?
Yes. Chelsea started a Facebook group for Holden and everything, and
okay.
and I'm sure you guys have seen it or you've seen it or whatever. But what people don't know is that when she started that, people from all over the world joined it. Like almost 60% of the people that they were saying they're having trouble researching, we've talked to them. They've reached out and they've showed us their kids, and we've.
That's a beautiful thing to create a community.
It's giving me goosebumps right now because like not knowing Listen, bro, I had to not know. I still don't know, but I had to not know for like a week or two while we were waiting for all this stuff to happen. And that was detrimental. These people are showing us kids that are like 20, 15 years old. They didn't find out till they were 13 or 15 that something was wrong with them. Like, they've been trying for years to get through to their kid, and they have no idea because they weren't told. It's not the doctor's fault. We just weren't there as medical science yet. So Chelsea started that, and everybody was sharing videos and pictures of their kids, and like, some of these kids can't walk.
And I mean, you're blessed with Chelsea. She's very like,
Listen, I'm blessed through the roof with Chelsea.
And into it, and like,
We're blessed with each other, and I think that's why we work, right? Because everything that she's blessed me with, I blessed her with some complete opposite, yin and yang. People always ask us how they would never even seen people like me and her together, and I think that's the reason why we've ultimately worked out. I call her on her bullshit because she's got a lot, and she calls me on mine because I got a lot. You know what I mean? Because me and her are alpha people, and we don't
type A personality.
Exactly. And when somebody questions it, like, I don't know. It's like, I understand I need to be better, but I think I'm right. You know what I mean? It's like stuck in the middle of that. Like, thank you for calling me my bullshit. Something to think about. Fuck you. I'm talk to you later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's amazing. She's crazy with that kind of stuff.
What is it? 15Q what now?
15Q14.
So the 15Q14, what does that look like later in life? Do you know?
We have no idea. So, like, some of the people who can't walk, some of the people who can't,
Well, Holden already
talk.
walks and talks.
But we can chalk that up to getting ahead of it so fast and knowing that we had to get extra work. I mean, the schooling, the
How old is
parenting.
Holden?
5. About to be 6.
What's interesting about Holden is, like, so I don't know a whole lot about the situation as far as, like, the specifics, but, like, I don't know. There's something I'm drawn to the way people's minds work in general. So I like seeing the kids figure stuff out or like make these connections or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's something really interesting to me about Holden that isn't as like articulately, verbal as other people, but he communicates just as much. Like he communicates so much. Like that's the thing about like people think that the verbal communication is the communication, and it's like he's communicating constantly.
What I always tell people is he radiates happiness and joy, right? Because I've had people ask me like, you were big into sports. Is it gonna like upset you if Holden can, God forbid? I'm like, no. I was like, you think it would, on the dry surface, but like, listen, I'm with him every day, and the kid is the happiest kid I've ever met in my life. And if he's this happy living with me when he's 25, living with his mother, and also we have to drive him to his fucking job bagging groceries, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
This boy's happy. I'm jealous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what you said was that he communicates differently, and he shows love. He doesn't just need to tell you. He'll tell you and talk about it, but he's a man of actions. And
that's
really
interesting for such a young age because I don't know that that's taught, right?
No, I think it's
like
it's learned because of how hard he was having trouble. Like, he gets frustrated when people can't understand him. I speak fluent Holden. I can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
But he'll be like, ugh, and he'll give up and just try to show you. You know what I mean? But like, I think that he had to do that for so long because he's caught up now. By the way, he's out of physical therapy, first time in his life.
Shout out.
Let's go. Cheers to that.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, no physical therapy, and that's fucking amazing.
I'm still in physical therapy from that car accident.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I guess.
That shit smacked the fuck out of me.
You know what's crazy about car accidents? When I said earlier my Impala got wrecked, I was sitting, turning it. My mom always said most accidents happen within like a few hundred feet from your house.
Yeah, I heard that joke.
I used to say, "Whatever, mom."
I remember the joke. The blonde heard that most accidents happen within a mile of their house, so they moved.
Dude, I was turning into my neighborhood street. I could see my house, and I'm sitting there waiting to turn on Hallneck, and this I didn't even see it. Right, I'm looking at oncoming traffic. This motherfucking Expedition come and ran right into the back of me, full blown. I fucking hit the steering wheel, spun my car around. Homeboy's up in front of me, right, and I feel good. Like I don't feel like bad. Like I jump out of the car, run over to his window. I'm like, "Yo, you okay? You okay?" I said, "You were just in an accident, right?" I was like, "You okay?" Because he's all like this. He's like, "What fucking accident, bro? I'm fine." I said, "Hell the fuck no, stay right the fuck here. I'm calling the cops. Don't get out of your motherfucking car."
Turned into Officer Grimes, quick.
Bro. I was mad, bro, because I love that car, and I wasn't doing nothing. You know what I mean? I was just sitting waiting to turn, and I had Taco Bell that's getting cold all over my fucking
pissed.
car, bro.
Now we know the real reason.
So I go back to my car. I call the cops, right? And next thing you know, 10 minutes go by. I'm sitting there on my phone or whatever. I look up. I see you can kind of see his windows on the side. One window goes down, and we're right by Hogneck, right where the daycare is, where all the woods are, on the side of it. This cat. The window goes down. I see some movement. I look up. What the fuck is he doing? Pill bottle. No pill bottle. At least 10 pill bottles into the woods, right? So they go up to him.
None of those had his name on them for sure.
Bro, not one.
Not a single one had his name on them.
So the cops come up and they're like, "Yeah, he seems a little out of it, but like he has nothing on him." And I was looking at it like, I'm about to get fucked for this motherfucker. I was like, "Why don't you go check that woods, dude?" I was narked on him. I don't give a fuck. Hell, you fucked with me, bro. We can be on a non-narc world. You trying to put me into fucking years of debt? Eat my dick, bro. Check them woods, bro. I'm telling you,
And
they
they
pulled
found
out
him?
every fucking bottle.
Damn.
10 of them. Right? Not one his name.
Well, he rear-ended you?
He rear-ended me, but
why would they even look at you like what? Wouldn't like
I don't know if
insurance-
he was selling it or he was saying that he was dazed from the accident. I don't know, but I wasn't having that fucking
At the end
happen,
of the day,
right?
it's like
Either
your
way.
fault, rear-ender.
Yeah, dude. Point of the story was, I felt nothing. Like I was hyped. Like I was like, "Yo, I don't need to go to the hospital. Fuck that. I ain't going. I'm not one of them insurance claiming people, right? Unless I need it, right? You know what I mean? I get home, my chest.
I also
starts
would never
pounding.
ever do that to insurance companies.
Yeah,
For the record.
my chest is pounding later on. I'm home doing all the phone calls, fucking aching. Had to go because the adrenaline dropped off, which is wild, right? I get to the fucking hospital, dude. I go get extra. I'm sitting there. I get to the hospital. I'm sitting there for 3 to 4 hours waiting. You know how it goes at the hospital, right? Finally get caught. Okay, accident.
The X-ray, they're like, "You were born like this. Your legs twisted."
Accident. Couple hours. Hospital. 3 to 4 hours. I get to the back at the X-rays, right? And they're like, "Oh, you're in a car accident?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "That's crazy. The guy who was just in here was in a car accident too." They said he was so messed up. I had to call the police officers and that brought him in to hold him up. I was like, you had to call police officers to hold him up for the X-ray. They're like, "Yeah, he couldn't even stand. He was so messed up." This is fucking 8 hours later. I walk out in the hallway. It's that mother-fucker who hit me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting in the hallway.
You know, at this point, I'm fucking mad. Like, you're right. Like, I, in the beginning, I'm like, but now
No.
like,
I'm not calling the cops
dude.
somebody for being a little stoned or whatever. This motherfucker
Right, he
was
could've-
fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
He's lucky he
dude.
didn't kill the
That's-
whole family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then when I still wouldn't even say nothing until it's fucking falling back on me to where I'm, "Oh, it's just an accident." You know what I mean? What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, what do you mean?
But no.
That's ridiculous.
But
Damn.
Ridiculous.
that holding stuff, what I was getting to, when they tested him, they had to test us, me and Chelsea. Found out that I have a rare genetic thing. I have so the doctor texted, we got a test done, the doctor texted me and Chelsea, "We need to talk." So I was like, "Fuck, it's me."
That text from anyone sucks.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, it's me."
From
You know what I
anyone.
mean? Off the jump, I knew it wasn't Chelsea. I was like, "Fuck, it's me," right? So I'm at work, bro. I'm on the phone. Chelsea's on the phone. Doc's on the phone. Chelsea's results are fine. Like, "Mr. Grimes, your 5th chromosome." So you know that everything goes like that. The DNA thing with the chromosome.
That's about as much as I know, but yes.
Yeah, I don't know shit about it either.
That's the max right
But
there.
it's not perfect X's. It's like that,
Okay.
right? So everyone's like that. My 5th one is inverted. It's upside down. It's different. It's 1 in every 2,400 or 24,000 people or 12,000 people, right? So the first thing I asked the doctor on the phone, legit truth. I I said, so am I like retarded?
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? She
Sure.
starts laughing. I'm like, yo, like I know it sounds funny. I was like, I said, but am I?
Is this an official retardation?
I was like, but am I? Do I have some sort of retardation, right? So I'm like, I need to know this so I can put it on fucking taxes or some
Yes.
shit. Claim something, bro. You know what I mean?
Put it on my tags.
Something, bro. I was like, I always felt like I'm not normal. You know what I mean? Everybody does, but I always feel like I'm not normal.
Jesus.
Something. Now I have proof, right? She's like, no, it has nothing to do with that. I was like, well, does it have anything to do with how much that I can drink or do drugs? I was like, because I've always been able to do more than the
Some
average
say
person.
I have retard strength
Yeah,
as far as
dude.
tolerances are concerned.
She's laughing. She goes, sir, no, I don't think it does anything with that. I was like, what do you think it does then? Well, we don't know. So it could be that. She said, no.
Does it have anything to do with Holden?
Then they said, so me and Chelsea heard the conversation two different ways. I'd like to talk to the doctor again, but I took it as he said yes. Chelsea took it as he said no, because he didn't give us the straight English answer. But
And they
what
might
are the-
not know cause and effect.
What are the
that-
fucking odds? Because Chelsea says that the 5th chromosome doesn't have anything to do with the 15th or the 14th, whatever it may
But
be.
right, like you said, it's
But
the
what are
it's the
fucking
anomaly.
odds?
It's the
24.
abnormal
1 in
thing.
24,000 people have that thing, upside down fucking the 5th chromosome, but it has nothing to do with my son's 1 in a million rare genetic thing. You know what I mean?
How
So,
many chromosomes do we have? Do you know that?
No clue,
Is there a
man.
bunch?
No clue.
Okay, bro, I don't
But
know.
you
I
know
mean,
what?
I don't care.
You
I
know,
just
you know,
yeah.
I love Chelsea so much from what you were saying earlier, because now I've taken kids to doctors. I've had my parents take me to doctors, and moms always ask the questions and they'd be asked. You know what I mean? Dad's like, okay.
Chelsea probably goes in with a fucking notebook,
Dude,
spiral notebook, labeled, categorized, highlighted.
you have no idea how many people, when we were in the NICU for 30 days or any other doctor's appointments we go to, have asked Chelsea where she studied medicine at. Like, she don't just ask normal questions, bro.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, it's hard for me to even stay in tune with what
I
they're
bet.
saying.
I
'Cause,
bet.
anytime you go to the doctors, it's zone out until the next appointment. What's wrong?
Yeah.
This lady, Chelsea, I'm telling you, I don't think we'd be in the same area without her, because she wouldn't let the doctor give us no bullshit. If they were trying to sum something up, well, what do you mean?
Right.
What do you mean about this? And
Yeah.
if this is this, then won't it affect this? And
Holding
blah, blah,
them
blah.
to the fire. Yeah.
Dude, like these
And
lawyers,
good for her.
these lawyers seemed like they were on cross-referencing in court. You know what I mean? And like it was insane. And I would never, ever, I can't express the gratitude I have for that. Like, I'm a great parent, but that's not in
That's
me.
a different ballgame.
That's not
right.
in me,
It's
bro.
a different ballgame.
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
great parenting, and then there's that. That's like a whole different level. Whole
Yeah,
different echelon.
that's why. Like, we talked about the relationship shit on the last one, but anything that comes our way, like, it's very helpful to have that. I have such a 1 in a million mother to my kids, opposed to any petty little bullshit we get into. Like, man, fuck her, I'm done. But like,
Yeah.
are you
there's-
really done, dude? Where you gonna go? What are you gonna go do? You gonna fucking waitress at Texas Roadhouse? What's she
Yeah.
gonna bring to the fucking table? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
right.
it really puts things in perspective. It also makes you want to be better.
Yeah.
Which is tight.
You definitely want to be with someone who's makes you want to be better.
For sure. For sure, bro. There's no doubt about that. Like, I remember back in the day having friends that were like, yo, my girl's so cool, bro. She don't care that I'm sniffing coke on the weekend. She don't care I'm going with my friends. I'm like, yo, that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a fucking nightmare, bro. I'm so glad that I got somebody that's going to whoop my ass like I'm home too fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also at the same time understands and gives me my fucking leniency. You know what I mean? Which is tight. I got the perfect fucking storm. You know what I mean? It's tight. And
That's
we're in a
good.
great spot.
That's what you want, brother.
I mean, shit, anybody knows me, you, any of our friends. You were not thinking about getting this fucking answers out of me 5 years ago. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Because what were we talking about the other day? And everybody was telling me to shut up because everybody was drunk at the house. The night we went and shot fireworks off, we came back and we were talking about not compensation. What do you call it when you sacrifice? You sacrifice something for somebody. True, whatever. You're sacrificing. for people.
Compromise.
Compromise, yes. That's not just. Everybody takes that on the surface, right? True compromise. I'm compromised. Oh, I'm not going out with my boys tonight. I'm gonna stay in. That's a compromise. That's a compromise, but that is not what people are talking about, right? True compromise to me is understanding that I was raised a completely different way. She was raised a completely different way. Some things that were instilled in me may seem like, like if she says something maybe slightly disrespectful. In my house, growing up, that's fighting words. Like, you really want to say that? That's everything to me. Like, you fucking really stabbed at me? But somebody comes from her world, that was a minuscule thing. That might be her way of me saying, shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's true compromising and understanding that.
That's understanding, yeah.
Yeah, it's not... when I say compromise, I mean compromising your life. Like, you're not gonna I don't really think you're gonna have a successful relationship or a true relationship if you're standing on every ground that you stood on before you went in that relationship.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, look at it on a smaller scale, bro. Like,
I have one for parenting. So, like, if one parent's like, I want to spank the kids, and the other one's like, I want to do timeouts, a compromise would be like chores or something in the middle, you know, where
learning,
both
bro.
of them don't win, but you're both kind of like, that's to me a compromise. I don't know if I got it right.
True. We found ourselves, like I said, we're two, like, alpha people in this relationship. So I'm right, she's right? And we found ourselves for years, like, one thing that me and her do, we parent together, and we have the same outlooks on parenting for the most part, which is wild to me since we're such polar different people. But the one thing is that nobody has the fucking answers. And if you do, your kid may not be the same kid that those answers worked on.
100%. Yes.
It's all
good point.
a learning thing. Like,
very good point.
when Hudson was little, my oldest, he's my stepson, he's 13. When he was 3 or 4, I threw him in the pool. Chelsea, it was her first baby. We're just now dating, and she's all, baby. I threw this motherfucker in the pool.
Didn't like that.
He's also an athletic, super sports fucking kid, and he wasn't too far under the water, right? And I'm in the water with him. He's not just he's not somebody you would worry about surviving in that, right? So I threw him in the water. I think he was 4, not 3.
Dude, I love that you're like, he's not someone you would worry about surviving.
No, because
3 or 4.
he's gonna he's
got it.
He's got the
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? But like my daughter, right? Chelsea called me soft the other day because she said that I never threw my daughter in a pool, but I threw my son, and I never threw Holden in a pool. I said, for one, Holden has 15 keyboards. Are you fucking serious? I said, for 2, my daughter is every bit of me and Chelsea. Like, some kids are, half Chelsea, have me, a quarter of me. But like, she is everything overloaded between me and her. Harley looked me dead in the face, petrified to jump in. And she's like, I will get in this pool. And this girl is fucking like 5 at the time, telling me, I will swim, but I'm going to do it on my own time. Said that to me. So I'm like, I ain't throwing her in the pool because she got that Chelsea vibe in her. I throw her in that pool, she'll hate me fucking ever. And she'll never forget it. She'll conquer swimming, but she'll never forget it, and there'll be some traumatic shit in there, right? Just the other day, she's jumping into the dive off the deep end by herself, swimming around, telling us all to look at her, how proud she is. And I was like, see, Chelsea, that's why. Because every fucking kid is a different canvas, bro.
And you can't not traumatize them.
You can't.
They'll be traumatized somehow or another.
Everybody said I traumatized. Remember when I was telling about the TikTok video with Harley? Everybody said I traumatized her on that.
Yeah.
Fuck, you don't know her.
I mean, to be fair though, you only grow when like shit is not.
You're 1,000% right.
Yep.
You know,
You are
so, like,
1,000% right.
Don't try to not to traumatize, but at the end of the day, you have to learn to deal with trauma.
Every
You're
move
going
is a
to-
chess move.
Have you guys heard of post-traumatic growth?
Nah,
No.
I've never heard of those
I know
words. I don't know what they
post-traumatic, but not
mean.
growth.
So that's what's frustrating, okay? So everyone knows PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this idea and factual thing of PTG, which is post-traumatic growth, which is after a peak traumatic experience, the growth that can happen from it. Exactly what you're talking about, There's just a clinical name for it. And I feel like it's a disservice to let someone know they have PTSD without letting them know that there's a potential for growth, Because
Interesting.
I've noticed most of my growth
That's
has
funny you
come.
say that.
I've noticed most of my growth has come from like peak traumatic experiences. And there was a time where I was trying to unwind that. I would get feeling stuck in my life, and then what I would do is I had a pattern of like self-sabotaging to where I set my life on fire. That way I had to change, so that something traumatic would happen, and then I'd have to make the change. But really it's because it's like I knew that every time something traumatic happened, I got better. Every time I lost a job, I got a better job. Every time a girl broke up with me, I got a better girlfriend, more aligned with me. It's like no matter what happens, I felt like it got better. So when I learned about PTG, I'm like, oh wow, there's a thing for that.
Do you think it's like luck of the hand? Like the first time you blow up and set your world on fire and everything like that to go through a traumatic experience to grow. not everybody has that first, second, third attempt where they
For
grow.
sure. No, it's
So
not
do you
a
think
smart
that they
thing
can
to
just,
do.
Yeah, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Is like, there's a flip side to it.
There's a
where
lot of luck to it.
If you have that first thing where you blow up your life and you're like, oh, and nothing goes good, you're like, well, I am fucked. You know what I mean?
You could die, yeah, for sure.
So that's why it's a.
It was unhealthy.
What you're saying is unhealthy, but it's mentally strengthening.
It was good to be aware of. I recognized it when it was happening to me before I had set my life on fire. I felt myself walking towards setting my life on fire because I wanted to change. Like,
when you're setting your life on fire, is this after you've already accomplished the master electricianship, or
it's
before
all throughout
that?
my life.
Okay,
All
okay,
throughout.
okay. All right.
All throughout.
Because honestly, like once you hit something like that, I just feel like
you got something to fall back on.
to a point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
how
like,
bad could it get?
and if you know that you need that particular style of, let's call it therapy.
I don't.
for self-
I don't.
Well, some people do.
Some people do.
You know,
It was unhealthy
I
for
like
me.
to be
Maybe you
pushed.
did.
Like,
Maybe you
like
did.
a coach,
Now you don't.
Maybe.
Because you got control on it.
I don't
Yes.
want to be babied in any way. I'd rather be pushed than babied, and that's
Yeah.
my particular style.
That's-
You know, not everyone has.
I
the
love
same...
that negative reinforcement. Not so much negative
Dude, it's
reinforcement,
just better.
but some kind of negative reinforcement to where, like
Your back's against the
if
wall.
my son's had a shitty baseball game and he's got every fucking relative that he had come up to him and be like, "Great game, you're
Oh,
an
you did
all-star."
great.
When we get in that car, I'm gonna let you know the truth. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna talk shit
Well,
to you.
truth is
I'm
important,
gonna tell you
yeah.
the truth, and then we ain't gonna talk about it again because this ain't your identity. This ain't who you are.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you know that all that shit's bullshit. That's a crutch. We're big on that in our house. Not giving our kids crutches.
That's
like
good.
like in elementary school. Yeah. What
They
do you
have 2 broken feet. They're like, no crutches.
Son, what do you think a fucking kid? They really use your brain and think about what do you think a kid is going to do when since 4th grade you've been telling him that he has a learning disorder and it's okay because you gotta go see a doctor. So for middle school and high school year, that kid in the back of his mind, why do I gotta try?
He has an out.
I have an out.
Yeah.
I have a learning disorder. I'm not gonna push myself. I don't think you should be able to tell your fucking kids if they have a disorder. I think you should be able to treat them, take however care, because there are disorders. But I don't think you should be able to tell your fucking kid that. You're giving them a crutch at a
It
certain
could be
age.
a crutch, yeah, but also it's good to have awareness and know that you're not just.
That's the
yeah,
thing.
That's a fine line.
It's a
That's
very,
tough one.
very,
That's a tough one, but I
very
get what
fine
you
line.
mean because people do use things as crutches and they can use anything as
A
a crutch.
kid is going to like
Yeah,
bro,
people are. Humans are.
Me and Chelsea talk about because I smoke weed every once
Whoa,
in a while.
someone call
once
the
in a
police.
while. Once in a while, if you know what I mean. I used to a lot, not so
don't
much as
condone-
I got
don't
my
condone
job.
Stuff like that around here.
But back in the day when I first met Chelsea, I was smoking weed a lot, and Chelsea's like, "Well, what are you gonna like? What are you gonna say when you find out like Hudson gets older and he smokes weed? So if he at what age I'm gonna whoop his ass? You know what I mean?" She's like, "Why? That's hypocritical." I said, "That's not hypocritical. That's not hypocritical." I said because if somebody would have been like, my parents would have been like, "Hey, you could just sit here and smoke blunts on the couch in high school." And we don't give a fuck. I'd have never played sports.
No way.
I'd have never done shit. I'm like, hey boys, wanna come over here? I'd have found out a few friends that could smoke weed, come over to my house, smoke weed on my couch. I'm not saying everybody. I'm talking about me. I would just been getting high because getting high. I believe you have to fucking really go through life and experience things before you give yourself a crutch. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think you should wait till you're a little older to get high.
and that's
If
my
you're-
whole
if
thing.
you're
Like,
gonna
I
try it.
agree. I'm a big advocate on smoking weed and everything like that. But just like alcohol, if you give yourself an out, feel that first heartbreak, feel that first struggle, feel that first anxiety
and
thing.
people just start way too young. Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
And that's what, like, I just, there's too many parents that don't hold the parental aspect of, you do what I say, not as I do. And I got friends like that. Like, oh, bro, like, I can't, I gotta, I don't want to talk about weed or anything, or I don't tell them anything when the kids say that they smell weed from other neighbors, and like
It just seems
get ahead of it.
dishonest. Yeah.
Get ahead of it. These kids are smart.
Yep.
If you looked at me and told me you're a dickhead.
Yeah, you're
Hudson
lying. Now you're
told me.
patronizing. They know way more than you want to think they know because you want to keep their innocence, but they know.
Hudson told me
Some
the other
kid's gonna tell
day
him.
he saw something at his dad's house. A guy got out of his car down the street, and a bunch of smoke came out of the van, and he said it was smelled like it was weed, right? And he's like, "That's crazy." I was like, "Well," I said, "these days it's not that crazy, right?" I said, "Because it's medical, and people have license to smoke weed, right?" I said, "But you got to think about it like this, buddy." I was like, "Yeah, it looks funny him coming out of the car, bunch of smoke. It looks like a music video, and it's funny and blah blah blah. But maybe he's got kids inside he don't want to smoke around. Maybe he's being responsible, right?" I said, "Maybe he's out there just trying to take an edge off." I said, because it's just like alcohol. I said, "Hudson, I'm gonna tell you right now, weed and alcohol are in the same boat." I said, "One makes you fat from all the drinking, and one makes you fat from all the eating." I said, "They're just ways to take the edge off." And I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like he's a fucking an idiot when they got weed drive-throughs down the street from my house. Like, one thing does the other. But I'll tell you right now, the one thing that's consistent about both of them, if I catch you doing it and sneaking it in my house,
Ass whooping.
you're getting your ass whooped up and down. Dad, you
I-
got a bong? I'll beat you upside the head with this fucking bong. What are you doing in my house? That's a lack of respect.
So, like, I agree with everything you're saying, except for maybe how, and obviously just push back everything. Like, so when I was young, if someone would tell me not to do something, right? First of all, it's the first thing I want to do.
Rebellion aspect.
Right. So when I want to be pushed in sports, in like parenthood, like if you would have told me, like in clear terms that like my goal was to like be a musician or like do sports or whatever, if you were to like try to like explain on like a higher level that like your ambition will be, you know, shot / like you will feel like there's like an adult way I feel like to say that you will be a loser, but not use the word loser or any negative terms, or be like whatever
You know
your
how you
dream
do it?
is, your chance of accomplishing your dream is a little bit. It's gonna be a little harder.
I can tell you how you do it. Same way I was told, same way I'm gonna tell my kids. Listen, to be a professional athlete, for one, I think pushing your kids to be a professional athlete is very, very, very
Wow. Yeah.
risky.
Yeah. Don't.
Because most of the time,
That's traumatic in itself. Yeah.
well, listen, I truly believe that every fucking major league athlete and anything like that, 65% of them had a crazy fucking parent pushing them through. Yeah. Because the amount of people that want to do it, the amount of people that actually do it, and if you get hurt, your life's over. Because in order to be that good, everything, every hour of your day has to be dedicated to it. But
There's
when
a
you wanna
multitude of things.
when you wanna let a kid down easy, is you can fucking just flat out tell them. I kind of on a much smaller aspect. I just had to talk with my son. My son Hudson went to try out for a lacrosse club team, and it was one of those hot days that just passed. 35 minutes into it, he sits out for a break, and there's only 3 other kids of the whole trial sitting out because he's too hot. Comes back in a half hour and plays. She comes home, and Chelsea told me, I had to talk with him. I ain't yell at him because that's the worst thing you could
How
do.
old is he?
He's 13.
Okay.
Worst thing you could do is yell at somebody like that. I want to talk to you, make you understand, and then we can have another conversation at that. But I said, look, what were you thinking? He said, what are you talking about? I was hot. I said, you were hot. I said, but did you notice there's only 3 other kids sitting with you? I said, they had a whole team and a half full of people out there. It's a tryout. I said, you gotta.
Hot.
I said, they were all hot. They just wanted it more than you.
Yeah.
I was like, so you know what I mean? I said, we buy you the best stuff. We put you in these camps. We put you in all these leagues. Now, I'm not saying you need to be like me. I also gave him some stories about me as a young kid, you know, fighting through some bullshit. But I was like, I'm telling you this because I'm not telling you need to be like me. I'm not telling you need to be a champion. I'm not telling you need to be good like me. What I am telling you is that
And I am good.
I am fucking good. And I'll fucking tell him every time. But what I am telling him is that you will put everything that you have into anything that you do that you're dedicated to. Because me and your mother are putting everything we have into you, even though you may not see it, putting all our money, all our time, sitting out at these camps, doing all this and that. So if we're going to do this, you're going to do that. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You want to play chess, you want to play, you want to be a fisherman, you want to be a game streamer, whatever you do, that's fine. But we're not going to be putting all of it into it. So you need to let us know right now. You need to go back out on that field and try. Basically letting them know that you're not entitled to this sports. You're not entitled to all of us making this run to make you become great. You're getting that because we see something in you. If we don't see it in you, it's okay to let a kid know. Because you know what he did? He went out to the next practice, ran his fucking ass off. Sprint. He probably didn't make the team because the first practice is always the best. But he went out there, and that's all the fuck I can ask for, right? Because he went out there and reacted to it.
Yeah, that's something.
But I let him know you're not going to make the team. And he still went out there. People say, you're going to let somebody know you're going to tell them they're going to make the team? He's going to give up. Wrong. He went out there to prove me fucking wrong. Because that's what we do.
Yes.
The rebellion aspect. You tell them I can't do something, do it. Too many people don't tell their kids what they can't do. You don't have to be an asshole. But you gotta fucking be honest with them. You need to have some pushback. Fucking right.
So yeah, those flowers I was telling you before the podcast. I guess you didn't hear about my traumatic sex story when a girl's lip ring went into the head of my penis. You didn't hear about that, huh? No, you didn't remember
did
that.
not.
Yeah.
But
So-
I am excited to hear.
Well, so basically, it was a little point of confusion on the.
Hold up. Pause. Ball ring,
I'm glad you asked.
spiky ring,
Right.
triangle ring.
I understand the line of questioning, and I'm glad that you asked because that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, good.
because I could have sworn it was a full loop. Listen.
Whoa, you felt the
Listen, I could have sworn it was a full ring like this. See me? Right in the middle. A full ring with a ball in the middle. And I thought that ball penetrated something penetrated my penis hole. And I felt it, and it hurt bad, okay? Not bad enough to stop the blowjob permanently, you know? But it just hurt bad. And in a weird way that it, like, built. Like, you know, any type of pain down there, like, kind of, it happens and then it builds. But
I'm sweating fucking thinking about it,
bro. So, Mike, I was trying to explain to you and Kyle.
Fuck, did I remember?
Somebody,
but
right?
yeah, probably Kyle.
I was trying to explain to you and the guest how it went into
Or
the head of
Johnny.
my penis, you know, my dick holes. I was penetrated. I felt very violated. And
I was confused because a closed circle.
I don't know if many people can say that they've been inside a girl while she's been inside you.
yeah, no, yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It was pretty interesting.
Is it?
So here's the thing, though.
The
Mike,
idea of it, I like the words.
Mike, here's the thing.
I don't like hearing
Here's the
meddling
thing,
myself.
Here's the thing, though. Let's say it's a full circle.
Yeah.
Here's the hole of my penis, right? I mean, it's this big for just conversation's sake. And then there's the thing with the ball on it. I thought the ball went in the end. Even if this is a full ring, that could happen, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I thought happened. But Mike and the guests both were like, it seems like it wasn't a full ring. It seems they were confused about
Full
it.
on bar.
Yeah, well, no, it turns out that it was a half, you know? So
Yeah, I
two
would've thought
balls.
half crescent fucking.
Yep, it turns out.
Dude.
And I did want to verify. I did want to clarify that on the podcast
'Cause it
because
really-
I was like swearing up and down it was a full ring.
To do a complete ring, right, with like the one ball, which is the other way I'm thinking about it, like you'd have to have. I don't even know how that works. You'd have to have a screw end on each.
Oh, as far as like the assembly, I don't know either.
Like a half crescent, right? Goes through.
That one makes total sense.
And
I
it's a
get
ball
that.
on a ball.
How does a
a
regular full one work?
I don't know
A
either.
full circle.
A
With
full circle because they clamp
Putting it
it
together.
clips.
Oh.
They push it and you know how it's
There's
like a
a
bar
clip?
that goes through a little needle hole and it's like the normal one is just like a half with a ball and a ball and they just put the ball, screw the ball in. That thing will probably fucking stab through and then connect in the gun and it fucking lock.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we put that
I
one
must
to
have
rest.
misunderstood that.
That is fucking.
Yeah, but she brought me flowers. So check this out. She brought me flowers, and I'm like, she goes, I brought you apology flowers, and I'm like, for what? And she's like, I heard on the podcast about the, you know, your traumatic, you know, because she listens to the podcast because it happened forever ago, and I was just like, oh wow, that was so sweet, thank you. Apology flowers. I like flowers.
You
So.
should have got her flowers. Because that's pretty fucking.
She popped my
intense.
cherry?
Dude, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else that can say that.
Yeah. It's not something that have you ever had a catheter?
No. You have, apparently. A
Yeah.
needle.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking ball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't had anything in my dick hole now. That's because you know, don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that for some reason I've read that the penis hole, not the actual penis, has more nerve endings than the fucking
I don't doubt it.
clitoris. Now
maybe-
because the
Oh,
vagina
the
has
clitoris? I'm not
well,
sure.
the vagina has so many nerve endings throughout the whole thing. So when you're fucking with one, it's radiating, but the
Oh.
penis itself goes numb, and all the nerve endings are in that hole, like
Yeah.
all of them.
Well, you know what's interesting too? Women can have like 7 different types of orgasms.
I wish.
I know exactly. Men can have a orgasm. Like I actually had a, you know,
What
I
are you
had.
talking about though? Because then that G spot up your butt and everything. What do they keep pressing on
Oh,
that?
true. I guess we have 2 kinds.
Well, the thing is, if you're thinking about our regular orgasm where we
Those
come,
must be-
sure. But if you're fucking playing with that,
Well, that's just 2 then.
that thing-
Still just 2.
but you could have. What if that's repeatable?
Then it's still just 2 types.
Oh, you're talking about there's different types. of
Types. Yeah. They can have a clitoral, a G spot, a cervical, a fucking this or that. There's all these different, you know.
The vagina's weird, bro.
It's bizarre,
So
and it's like
weird,
there's
bro.
all these different kinds. And someone asked me one time, like, because they were describing to me the difference in sensation between a clitoral orgasm and like an internal orgasm, and I was just like, I don't know if it's because we lack the vocabulary, men, or because no one's talking about it. But like no one's, because she was like, "What's it like for you?" And I'm like, "Coming." I don't. It's either coming or not coming, right? I don't even know how to explain the sensation. She's like, it starts here, it builds here, it goes throughout.
Sounds like
here.
a fucking kidney stone for me.
Yeah, it's like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I've had 2 kinds, right? I've had
You
the
have?
normal kind. Well, one
I've had 2.
What?
time, I had roadhead.
I've only had one kind.
On the way home from, I don't know, South Carolina or some shit with my girlfriend. We were both like 18, 19. And I don't know what was happening. I think like I think what it was
I'm
like,
intrigued.
you know how like people do that the choking what's that self-asphyxiation shit. So I think I was like breathing in a weird way, and like I was lightheaded because like once the orgasm came, dude, it was unlike anything I'd ever. It was
The
like
DMT's releasing
it's
that
what I-
near-death experience.
It's what I
baby.
thought like a woman must felt, because it was like my entire body tingled in a way it had never had
look,
my entire life,
this news,
and has never
Mike,
happened
I'm not gonna
since.
talk
You
about
have to
it.
lead with this news. When you say, "Hey, I'm Mike," be like, "I had this type of,"
Dude.
because I swear, most men have only
Part
had
of me,
8
dude, thinks on this, and it's like, are you making this up? Because like I know
No.
I experienced it,
You
but
remember
like
the sensation.
I'm not gonna get
I
into
can't
detail.
explain it.
Everything
Like, I
he's
get that,
explaining is 100% fact.
Like,
It's exactly how I felt.
from
I'm
the
not gonna get into
toes
detail
I'm
about
gonna
it.
have to start
to
choking
your
myself.
fingers.
I can't
Dude,
get into detail about
honestly,
it.
That's what I
Everything
come
he
back
just
with.
said.
Because I think
spot
I was
on.
doing like Lamaze breathing. I think it was like when like people give birth, dude. I feel like I don't know why I was doing that. But
That's
I
what
feel
was
like I
gonna
was
say, probably
doing
look
that,
crazy.
and I feel like it just had to do with my. I don't know. I think
You know,
I just,
and
No, for sure. I mean, that's definitely a thing, right? The asphyxiation. That's like, it is a thing.
It's the only thing I've been able to ever
Wow.
like bring
In
it
those-
back to.
Wow.
In those movies, you know, back in
So
the day.
there's
when
3
they-
kinds now, right?
One
The regular
time.
one, the asphyxiation one, and the G-spot one.
I don't know nothing about G-spot, but
Well,
I
dude,
know
you
that
know
it
it's a
exists.
thing.
I know it exists.
The
I don't want to
asphyxiation
play with
shit-
my butt, dude.
Nah,
I
I
feel like
hear
you
you.
start.
It's that.
Now you're a guy that plays with your butt.
It's like
Like a
it's-
guy who picks his nose. That's
Yeah.
you for now. It's
I'm
a
more
for-
Nah, you're
like
not gonna
a-
finger yourself. Trust me.
I'm personally like, you can knock on the door but don't open it, type of guy. I like a little, external butt stuff, but not like internal. It's so jarring to have anything in there. I've had a girl try to finger my ass a couple times, and that's just not.
You know how I found out about asphyxiation, like the whole strangling thing? The James Bond movie. Was it? I think it was Goldeneye or Tomorrow Never Dies, where like the girl.
They have an autoerotic asphyxiation scene.
No, there's a scene at the end where like the girl James Bond's been fucking all the time, turns on him and catches him, and he's got like she locks him in a chair and he's got like this brace around his neck and she sits on him, and she's getting him hard and she's talking about how she knows the blood's flowing because he's choking him.
What?
And I was like,
What? Do you remember what year? Is this an 80s?
no, but
90s
no.
one?
No, this is Bronson. Pierce Brosnan.
Okay. So probably 90s.
I think it was GoldenEye or fucking Tomorrow Never Dies. One of
The
the two.
only I found out about it. So one of the actors in Kill Bill.
Yeah, dude,
He
fucking-
died.
yeah, he died from it.
that way.
Wearing a Batman
I
mask.
forget. Was it a
Yeah,
Bell? Oh
dude, he was
wow.
dressed up as Batman.
That dude probably fucking ruled.
Was it Craig Caggerty or some shit like this?
I can't-
I forgot.
I feel like he was like a martial arts
He was
guy
fucking
or
Bill.
something.
Yeah, he was
Bill.
Yeah,
I think
it
of
was,
his
he
name
was
either,
Bill
God
from
damn
Kill
it.
Bill.
David Carradine.
Thank
Yes.
you, David Carradine.
Perfect. Carradine, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are different types of orgasms, it turns out.
Yeah,
Gentlemen, go figure them out.
definitely there. Definitely is. And once you do, it's pretty fucking.
Women can have orgasms where, like, they'll hear a loud noise, or, like, noise will stop. They'll hear silence, or they'll say, like, the sensation goes out of the top of their head. They have these, like, or they have the potential to have, and there's, like, squirting orgasms, there's anal orgasms, there's all these different kinds.
But at the same time, like that all sounds exhausting. For me, what's
they-
nice
see,
to me
the thing to
is I
get-
can just go, milk, done, out.
to the male
whatever.
We are
orgasm-
simplistic in that
A
way.
woman needs like aromas
Smell,
and
hey,
fucking
all the sensory
But
inputs.
Isn't that
yeah.
poetic though?
Which is great. No,
because it's so
listen.
primal how we have to as men
Well,
get
that's
orgasm.
probably
You gotta
why-
jam the finger up your ass, choke you out, or fuck your brains out.
That's why their orgasms are so
That's
much
pretty
better
cool.
than ours. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's that primal thing about us.
Reptilian, yeah.
Bro, like, listen, you're gonna have to punch me in the face a couple times to get me off this time. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Well, hey, thanks for coming, brother. Appreciate you
Thanks for having
coming
me,
to
man.
chop it up.
Always have a good time here.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you as always.
If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself.
Damn.